Hlebinsky, I'm going to give you an opportunity to clarify, as a historian, a little bit of what you've said. You're aware that the current background check system was adopted in the early 1990s, I think 1993, correct?
Correct.
Has it led to this massive national registration system?
Not currently.
And I think Senator Lee asked you earlier about 112,000 NICS denials, correct?
120,000, and that was specifically referencing straw purchases, yeah.
Are you sure whether that it was straw purchases or simply NICS denials?
I believe, according to the government agency, which I can't remember the name of it right now, that it was straw purchases, but I'd have to check.
Yeah, I think you should check, because I think you're referring to the number of denials, not necessarily the number of straw purchases, but we can check. And finally, are you a supporter of the background check system?
As a historian, I can analyze.
As a citizen.
Well, it is. I don't really talk about my personal feelings because my job as a historian is to analyze it one way or the other. So I don't speak publicly on whether or not I support them, but I can speak publicly on the things that are on that background check form and when and how they're being used.
Are you aware that some 90 or 95% of the American people favor universal background check?
The universal background check, which is not being discussed today, but it's an interesting conversation because it gets back to the conversation of ghost guns and terminology that people feel like they can get behind without fully understanding the ramifications of that. And as I understand, which this gets a little bit into areas that are not necessarily historical, but there are issues within the way that the background check form is searched in terms of the lack of serial or the lack of social security number that is not required. And so before considering expanding universal background checks, you need to look, and like I said before with this, internally at the laws, how they're phrased. Are they working as they are? Are we enforcing those things before trying to make it bigger and grander and really put a burden on a lot of people that have to do that and may cause down the road an issue of can we keep up with that and are we actually accomplishing what we're trying to?
Let me just conclude by asking the three or two law enforcement officials who are here. Attorney General Shapiro, would putting serial numbers on ghost guns, in other words, eliminating ghost guns, help save lives?
Without a doubt. We see them cutting down lives every single day. We're here asking the United States Senate for action. I've heard from the acting ranking member and others, critique of the ATF and their actions. I've heard critiques of the Biden administration. The surest way to deal with that is for Congress to actually do something and pass a law that's going to really have an impact on saving lives. And one of the best ways that this body could act to help us save lives is to have background checks on these ghost guns. That will save lives in Pennsylvania, and I would suggest across the country as well.
Thank you. Commissioner Harrison, will putting serial numbers on ghost guns help save lives?
I think the chiefs across America and law enforcement executives, probably most, if not all, join me in saying yes to that, because we can absolutely hold people accountable for illegally buying them and then illegally selling them and passing them on to people who should not have them or otherwise would not be able to get them. We absolutely believe it would save lives.
Mr. Sablina, based on your extensive experience with ghost guns, do you think putting serial numbers on them would help save lives?
Yes, Senator, I do. And as Senator Cruz said earlier, strengthening the NICS system is an important way of keeping the public safe. If you believe that the background check system can help save lives, then you have to believe that regulating ghost guns will save lives.
Thank you. This hearing record will remain open for a week. We may have some written questions for you, and we'll send them to you if we do. Thank you very, very much to all our witnesses and to my colleagues for joining us. The hearing is closed.
Thank you.